Hello everyone, welcome to Johnny's NetSec YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to download Palo Alto Firewall virtual machine package from Palo Alto customer support website and how to import it into your home lab environment such as VMware Workstation, Hyper-V, but in this lab I'm going to present it with VMware Workstation. I'm going to show you how to do some basic configuration to allow your internal network to connect to internet as well. Other than that, we will need to configure interfaces for your management and for your data network. We will need to configure security zone, virtual router, security policy, also NAT rule. So now let's start it. We will start with this topology. We have Palo Alto Firewall with 3 interfaces. One for management interface, second is for the interface go to internet, and then of course you have your internal interface. The IP address I have been putting here, which you're gonna use your own home lab environment IP address. For me, management interface is 192.168.2 to connect to internet router. I'm using 192.168.111 this network. Internal is 10.0.0/24 network. I have internal test VM 10.10, 10.0.0.100, which I'm gonna connect into internet cross Palo Alto Firewall. I have listed all steps here, starting from download Palo Alto image, import image, and configure VM in VMware Workstation. Then we're going to connect to management interface, starting web GUI configuration, including internal internet interfaces, configure security zone, virtual router, security policy, and NAT. Of course, the last step is test and verify. Step 1 is going to download our Palo Alto package from the customer support portal. Once you logged in, you will see updates. There are 2 different update pages. One for dynamic update, which is for your antivirus, DLP, application ID, those updates daily. And next one is software updates, which is the one we're gonna go. From here, you will see all different types of product for your environment. You can find it for your AWS, for Hyper-V, and also for VMware. You can download it VMware package image from VN series base images. Latest version 10.2.1. The size is almost 9 GB. If you look at the version 9, it's around 3 GB. So that's big increase, 2 GB from version 9 to 10. You can click download link. That should give you a downloading. The speed is not bad, but it will take a while. I will pause the video after the downloading finishes, then we will continue. So download has been completed, so we got at least 5 GB OVF file. To import it into your VMware Workstation, what you need to do is just double click on it. The import virtual machine wizard gonna shows up. You just need to click import, and then it will automatically import into your VMware Workstation. So it will take probably 1 or 2 minutes to get it done. I will pause the video for now. Once it's finished, I will continue. Importing has been completed. We're gonna configure network adapter for this VM. So the first adapter will be a bridge network, which is going to be our management interface. We will not touch it. Second interface, we're going to use it as our internet interface. What we going to use it? We're going to use NAT network. Third interface, we will be using it as our internal interface, which we're going to put into the host only network. So this is our first interface, management interface. Second interface, internet interface. Third interface, internal network interface. So total 3 interfaces. You don't need to change anything else. The memory, 5.5 gigabytes, processors 2, hard drive 60 gigabytes. No need to change anything of those settings. Just power on your virtual machine. System has been booted up. It will take around 1 minute to completely boot in the system, and the management interface will also bring up and to get the IP address from your home bridge network's DHCP server. The IP for the management interface will show on this VMware console. So then we are gonna log in using our browser. So right now we finished our first step. We finished our second step, import the image and configure our virtual machine. After we got our management interface IP, we're going to connect to it using our browser. I'm going to pause the video until the screen shows up the IP address for our management interface. As you can see from the screen, we already got IP 192.168.2.84. There are 2 ways to log in to your virtual machines. One is from the console, and the second way is through your web browser. So let's press enter a couple of times, then you will get a VM login this prompt. Username, admin, that's default username, password, also admin. So we will need to wait a bit until system fully booted up. So now admin username, admin password is working. So it's asking us to put old password, which is admin. Then we're gonna enter new password. So we changed our admin password, and it's giving us a warning to say this device is still configured with the default admin account credentials. And it's asking us to change your password prior to deployment. We already changed our password. What we need to do is we're going to log in from web GUI. HTTPS, make sure you're using HTTPS, and then type 192.168.2.84, this IP address which we got from the console. That's our management IP. So basically, we know our management IP is 84 now. Proceed to the website. We're going to log in. Since we changed the password already, we're going to use a new password to log in. Step 3 has been completed. Now we're going to configure our internal and internet interfaces. We're also going to configure security zone, virtual router, security policy, and NAT. After that, just quick testing. Go to the internet from our another virtual machine on an internal network, which is connecting to our host-only network, same as our Palo Alto virtual machine's third interface, host-only interface. So now let's configure interfaces. So there are 2 interfaces those two interfaces are data interfaces, not our management interface. If you want to take a look at the management interface, you're going to go to Device, Setup, and then Management, Interfaces, Management Interface. Click on it. You will see the DHCP client. You are also able to see the IP address we got and the gateway we got for this management interface. That is this part, management interface. We are using DHCP, but now we're going to configure internet and internal interfaces. Network, interfaces. So let's start in with Ethernet 1.1, which is our internet interface. So we put command internet, the interface type, we're going to be layer 3. So virtual router, security zone, those will need to be set it up as well, but we will leave it for now and configure IPv4 address first. Again, this is internet interface. Based on topology, we're gonna configure 192.168.111.10 this interface. Same thing on our internal interface, internal as a comment, and change it to layer 3, interface type, put the static IP address 10.0.0.10/24. Okay. That's for step 4. Now we're going to do security zone and virtual router. Now we should be able to deploy our changes. So let's commit to it. As you can see, when we commit it, there's some warning message telling us the interface Ethernet 1.1 and the interface Ethernet 1.2 has no zone configuration and no virtual router configured. We will do that once we commit our interface changes. So let's wait until this operation finishes. It's almost done, 98%. Now the configuration has been committed successfully. You also can see the link state for those two Ethernet 1 and Ethernet 2 interfaces. Now we're going to add security zone in. So we come here, we create a new zone. This is going to be our internet zone. We're going to create a new zone for internal. For virtual router. We're going to create 2 of them, one for virtual router internet. This is going to be virtual router for internal. Going to assign interface to it. So we created our virtual router and security zones. But there's one more thing on the virtual router we need to do, which is the static route. For the internet, we need to create a static default route to go to internet. This is going to be destination or IP address, and it's going to go to our default gateway, which is 192.168.111.2. Actually, this is 2. So we're gonna go to internet. we also need to create a second route to tell this virtual route where is our internal network. So basically we need to add one more to internal network. So the IP is 10.0.0.0/24. We're going to send it to our next VR, which is our internal VR. So we finished this VR internet. Same thing on a VR internal. We need to have a static route to tell where go to the internet or other networks. So we need to create a default route. Let's call default route, which means using 0.0.0.0/0 or IP address. No matter what, it will go into next virtual router, which is our VR internet. Since everything points to the VR internet, we don't need other route. One is more than enough. Route has been configured. Security zone also configured. Now it's security policy and NAT. Security policies, there's two built-in security policies which you cannot make any changes. It's read only. Let's add one. So I'm gonna create a internal to internet allow any rule. So anything from internal network to internet will be allowed. You also can configure the source zone as well. So we can put the source zone, internal zone. Other will be any. So destination will be any, since it's going to internet. Application, I will put any for now, testing. Service and the URL category, I don't want to do any changes on here. And we allow it. So this rule gonna allow our internal network to go to internet. Normally it's PIN or it's SFTP. Any protocols will be allowed. Let's look at topology again. Since we need to go to internet, we need to do NAT here. We're gonna hide our internal network behind from interface IP. In that way, all return traffic will be sent back to 192.168.111.10 and then NAT back to your destination internal network. So let's create the NAT rule here. So original packet, we can add a zone, internal zone. Destination zone will be internet, since we are going there, and anything else will be any. So after that, our source address is going to be netted. We're going to net it with dynamic IP and port, and the address type will be interface address. Which interface? Is net 11, our internet interface. IP address 192.168.111.10. So that's our public interface on our Palo Alto Firewall. Destination address translation, we don't need that. So that's pretty much everything configured. Commit the changes. Now we're gonna wait a bit until this commit status shows completed successfully. At the same time, I want to show you my test machine's configuration. So test machine is in an internal network as I showed you before. I already configured two things. One is IP address, but the gateway I'm not using the right one, so we have to change the gateway to 10.0.0.10. So let's go to the control panel, network and internet. Let's view our network status, then change adapter setting. We're gonna change our gateway IP to our Palo Alto Firewall internal interface IP. So that will allow us to send all traffic to our Palo Alto Firewall. So configuration committed successfully. Let's try to see if we can go to internet. To confirm that, we may want to tracer to it. You will see the hops. The first hop, obviously, we're going to our Palo Alto Firewall, then go to our Palo Alto Firewall's internet gateway, which is 192.168.111.2, then go to internet. So there's two hops now. First hop 10.0.0.10, second hop 192.168.111.2, then internet. Beside that, one more thing you want to check is monitor the traffic. So you see we are sending PIM packet to internet. We also have DNS packet. Also MS update application will also go to internet, all coming from 10.0.0.100. If there's anything blocked your traffic, you may want to check the logs here, find out which policy, which rule has blocked your traffic, then you can adjust your security policy to allow it to go to internet. So that is all for this video. Thank you for watching. Hope you found some useful information here. If you like my video, please give me a thumb up. Also, please subscribe my channel if you haven't. See you in my next episode.